Hello, I'm Ethan Brisby, founder of Shift Enterprise Academy. On June 19, 2023, a day that the United States knows as Juneteenth, which celebrates the emancipation of Africans that were once enslaved in America, we hosted our Juneteenth celebration at the Uganda Museum in Kampala, Uganda. And I was also able to launch a memoir about my life from the ages of 30 to 39 called The Roaring 30s. It was an incredible event. I believe my story is a backdrop for what we now know as the shift approach. And while we wanted to live stream our event on June 19th, that didn't happen. So what we've done, we've compiled some of the highlights from the day into this short documentary, and we've also included some unique spotlights related to the work that we're doing on the continent. I hope you enjoy it. Let's stay connected and focused on our outcomes. Go through the program as planned. The main mission for today is to be able to capture the moment.
Thank you so much, Ethan, for that very inspiring speech. Every time you spoke and said something else, it felt like there was life returning to someone in here. I could hear chuckles and amazing things are going on in there. And thank you so much for being here. For the live audience, you're very welcome. This is the Roaring 30s launch, and we're very excited to have Ethan here with us. My name is Delilah, and I'm from Uganda. And I'm very privileged to work with Shift, but also to be here, to be able to be the first to ask the questions that are very important about this book. Yeah. Today's Juneteenth, definitely, we celebrate blackness. I'm glad to be black.
We see you.
So Ethan, we're all here. We're very excited about this book. We can't wait to read it. I was privy to see a bit of these chapters and read one or two words in there. So just taking you back to that, what inspired you to write the Roaring 30s? I wonder if the teenagers have any roars in there. Maybe you could tell us a bit about that. What inspired you?
Well, you asked what was I inspired? What was the inspiration behind the Roaring 30s? Many times in my life, Victoria, I've been the first or the only or the youngest, and so the things that I've been able to do by the grace of God, I realize that others may not be able to do it, or they may stop before getting to a certain point. So I was inspired to speak authentically about my highs and lows, the good and the bad that I experienced, because I often believe that I've had it very easy. That blue American passport might lead someone to think that I just come here with millions of dollars. But I want to first set the record straight, and then we can build upon that. So that's what I was inspired to do, which was to tell a story that people could relate to and hopefully be inspired.
Derived from this particular book, and how would it benefit them, especially when you speak of mindset? How do you think that would propel them to be able to achieve these things that they always desire?
You know, I would hope that a young African mind specifically would understand, like the farmer, that you don't eat the fruit the day you plant the seed. I think so many of the young enterprisers and people that I've seen, even back in the US, we believe in this microwave culture. So I think reading the story and seeing the time after time after time after time relentlessly coming back, hit on the ground, get back up, that whatever your idea is, I would hope that a young African mind, that he or she has value. Your ideas have very young. I was 20 years old, I became a father. My son now is 20, he'll be 21 this year. So if you could imagine being a kid, raising a kid who didn't have a father to make an example, it was a tumultuous time, gut-wrenchingly tough. And so I'm sure there are other fathers or mothers that may face similar situations. So the Roaring 30s is there for me to be as raw as possible about what
This is all about young people and their mindset and their ideas being able to get from where they are to where they want to be. Tell us a little bit about Shift Enterprise Academy and what its vision is for African young entrepreneurs.
Yeah, so pivoting. The S is save your money, where we want to infuse the ideas of understanding basic economics, how to grow a local economy, how your business, Ghislaine, exporting items to other countries is bringing money not only to your family, but those people that you buy supplies from to make your purchases. So we want to make sure the H is help your family. Help Your Family is about intergenerational mobility. At some point, Victoria, someone in your family may have been from the village. They worked hard, which allowed you to go to college. And if that's you, then your job is to now make sure your children are able to start at a point even further ahead. So Help Your Family is about building and understanding intergenerational mobility. It's about knowing who your customers are, your clients are, servant leadership. The I in the shift approach is imagine your goals. What are your goals for the future? Everyone that comes through our program, Samuel, has to create a 90-day plan. Beyond that, you need to create a 5-year plan for your life. What is your vision? Without vision, our people perish. The F is follow directions, Faith. Follow directions is about perseverance, because you have to be able to do what you said you wanted to do, Julius, long after the feeling you had when you said it has left you. Reminds me of the parable of the sower. Sowing seeds. Some seeds, they get eaten up really quick. Finally, Brother Peter, some seeds fall on what? Fertile ground. And that's what we're looking for. Thinking accurately, Delilah, is about rising above narrow-minded, petty thinking. That's what the T is, quite frankly. Propaganda, the things that tell you what you can't be, let's rise above that. So that's the shift approach. It's not something that happens over a day or over in one day, but we give people the framework of how we think. If you think like this within these frames, maybe you'll realize some progress. But you only get out of it what you put into it.
Awesome.
To the point where we could even create our own form of currency, a token, maybe some sort of shift coin, by where we're able to build it to the point where our businesses are so strong that we can influence our client base to use this token to do business with those people that are in our ecosystem. By what now we're controlling the way the money we use circulates, and we can increase the value of it by limiting its access or by increasing it. So that's the long-term vision, is to create an ecosystem and then have our own form of currency within that ecosystem, beginning right here in Uganda with some of the small businesses that we've been able to help so far.
Thank you.
And the wire information, and before you know it, we're on the ground buying land to build something. So we just have to be able to create systems that will allow people to feel that they can be a part of it. That's what I would say to that.
Speaking of systems, we're beginning to wonder who is going to build them. Yes, we had a question right there.
Yes, so I have always been fascinated by how the black people in the US went ahead to get the freedom that they deserve. And I relate that to the, feminism movement, and also if you go to the roots, even for us every day, we are struggling to achieve things. And the struggle is similar. We have structural systems that hold us back, but then also individuals within our own mindsets. But beyond that, you have talked about what the impact of this book could be on the African. And one of the things I know from working with you is creating the bridge between the African Americans and the Africans. So what do you hope this book will offer them, right, that would also help them see the journey and the opportunity in bridging this gap?
Absolutely. I think the book does what I mentioned earlier, and it tells a true story. That's the first thing that we need. We need true stories. We need authenticity. We need to be vulnerable, because we don't have all the answers. Even sitting here right now, I'm so excited. I can just visualize the day where there's a panel of African Americans and we're here in Uganda, maybe the same room, and we can have other perspectives, right? We can continue building upon just this small seed. But I think the book, for a young African, when you read it, or whenever anyone here that reads it and those that read it, you'll see a true, authentic African American story. It won't be something, where we know some of our celebrities or rap stars or athletes. I'm just a kid I'm from a small, if I were from Uganda, I'd be from the village. I'm just from a small village. And so I think by sharing my story, it normalizes what's possible, right? Because I don't come from a family of wealth or anything like that. So I'm sharing the story, it can normalize what's possible. But Shift, I think, would do more of the work related to bridging the gap, because everybody can understand business. Everybody wants to eventually get to a point where we can share in some sort of pot. So I think that's our biggest opportunity, is to see shift, grow, and become the butterfly that it really can. And that's what my hope is.
Thank you so much, Ethan. I'm so excited because in the program I see that we're going to have a spotlight of some of these enterprises
That someone else has prepared, and I always seek to not fit in a box. And so